Welcome to another episode of A&B Sports Media. My name's AJ.
And I'm Bill.
And we have a special guest. Go ahead.
What's going on, guys? It's Couchy.
Hey.
Welcome to the podcast, Couchy.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
We got a fun one. We got the lottery going on in the background, the NBA lottery. We got some rants we want to get off our chest. But let's start with Bill. Bill, what do you have for us on news-wise?
Okay, I wasn't fully ready, but I'm ready now. Anyway, we're going to talk about the number one big thing that's happening right now with mixed martial arts.
Woo.
Francis Ngannou has signed with the PFL, the Professional Fighters League. So, this is big fucking news because, Ngannou was the big scary man that terrified every heavyweight in the UFC. He wanted to get out because they weren't treating him fairly and saying, the UFC won't give them the deals that we need or we want for the fighters. UFC kicked them to the curb and said nobody will ever do this to him, but he made the deal. So just going into some of the notes that happened with this. This is only for about 2 or 3 fights depending on what goes on. Guarantees for each fight, his purse, high 7 figures. So he's making mills per fight. Speaking of which, though, whoever gets to fight Ngannou also guaranteed $2 million at least. So if I wanted to go fight Ngannou for $2 million, sign me the fuck up.
I'd get my ass beat for $2 million.
I would get one shot to the body, cry, and be like, "Where's my money?"
I would just fall to the ground the minute he even looked at me.
Yeah, the man doesn't.
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't.
He also gets a split of the events in net profits, net, not gross. So that's huge. A signing bonus or salary to serve as a brand ambassador for the PFL. The right to have his own sponsorships in the cage, kind of like McGregor's Proper 12. Non-exclusive regards to boxing. There's been a big thing for him to try to box. There's a big thing on him trying to fight Tyson Fury. Now with that being said, will it happen? Who the fuck knows? Boxing's weird when it comes to super fights and in general. No champions clause or other extensions, meaning anytime there's usually a championship fight, they usually either have to run it back or the champion has to keep defending until they lose. This case, no. Minimum salary, on the one page it says as high as $1 million. I think it's been changed to $2 million. Another big part of this, though, when it comes to him and his with this PFL sponsorship, he's going to sit on a global advisory board to represent the interest of active fighters, meaning health insurance, concussion protocols, all of that to make sure they're okay. Lastly, he will become an equity owner and a chairman for the PFL League in Africa. So we're going to finally have Africa become a staple in the MMA community, and we'll start to see, besides the few South African fighters, we'll hopefully start seeing fighters outside of other countries. But I know we have Usman and Adesanya from Nigeria. They don't train and fight out of there, though, so I'm not shitting on them. But we want to see the people coming straight out of Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, wherever. I want to see them all coming out, Morocco, and finally have them a true rising star from Africa. And I know I'm being rude to Driscus Duplessis, but you have your chance coming up against Whitaker, and then you can take the title for South Africa. So I'm not worried about you. Beyond that, last weekend with the UFC Fight Night that happened, Rosenstruck versus Almeida. Real quickly going to run through this. Rosenstruck got submitted in the first round, 3 minutes and 43 seconds by Elton Almeida. Almeida is now going up the ranks. He's one of the heavyweight scaries that can submit people. Fucking terrifying. Beyond that, you have the light heavyweight bout, Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. Snooze fest. Was not my fun fight to watch. It was 15 minutes of boredom. Johnny Walker won via decision. Anthony Smith is on his way out to retire. Johnny Walker moved up to rank number 5 in the light heavyweight division. I hope he fights Tai Tuivasa next. I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see where he... Actually, no, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Moving on from that. Welterweight Daniel Rodriguez got knocked the ever-living fuck out by Ian Machado Gary. Ian Machado Gary is the rise of Ireland right now. He is currently ranked 13th in the welterweight division. He is a new Irish fighter. So, now we have McGregor off, and who knows what the hell he's been doing besides proper 12 and maybe some booger sugar. He can now be
Okay.
Ian Machado. Gary can now start taking over the welterweight division. Who he's going to fight next, who the fuck knows? I'm not that far yet. Carlos Ulberg knocked the hell out of Io Potero, who I wanted to win because he's from Ukraine. That didn't happen. New Zealand knocked him the fuck out with a nice little right hook. Carlos Ulberg is under Israel Adesany's team. That's in the light heavyweight division. Hopefully he gets a ranked fighter next. We'll see where that goes. I'm going to skip the last one because I don't really care about Tim Means and Alex Morono. I just want to go for the last prelim bout. Matt Brown. This man is 42 fucking years old and still knocking motherfuckers out. He got a knockout first round, 4 minutes and 9 seconds in. Man is 42 years old. His record is currently 26 and 19. 17 wins by knockout, 7 wins by sub. He is currently on a 1-fight win streak. But that man will not stop. That man has pure old man dad strength. He will hit you once and you go, I'm sorry, sir. Beyond that, we're done with MMA. We do have a boxing event due coming up this weekend. And that is Vasily Lomachenko. He will be fighting against Devin Henley. I'm just trying to double check what time that is, but I believe it is on ESPN Top Rank Boxing. It's on Top Rank pay-per-view. And that's going to be a good time. I think that starts 10 o'clock Saturday, ESPN Plus. Very excited to see that. Lomachenko's a fantastic fighter. Overall, going to be a good time. Beyond that, Philadelphia Union won on May 13th against who the hell? I can't find it because I clicked the wrong button. Now I'm back.
I'm proud of you.
Against Colorado, 2-1. They both got red cards, so it turned into a 10v10 game. They currently, in their standings, are top 5, meaning they're 5th. They are currently 5-4 with 2 draws. They have 17 points right now. They are currently 2 points ahead of Inter Miami, which is in 6th. They're 1 point behind Atlanta United. So they are currently still in contention for the playoffs.
We love Duke.
Whenever that happens. Beyond that, Formula One, don't forget the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix is this weekend, Sunday at 9 in the morning, May 21st. Don't forget, you can watch that on, I forget what channels, but you can watch it on ESPN Plus. Go get a mimosa because Formula One has to be in the fucking morning. Otherwise, last but not least, I wanted to bring this up with UFC because I'm going to try to go to this event in Utah. This is now for the vacant, and I will rant about this later because it is a no-need belt. It's called the vacant BMF title belt, which was originally held by Jorge Masvidal after he beat up Nate Diaz. It is just a title of baddest motherfucker in the UFC. But the people that are fighting are well worth it. So this is UFC 291, July 29th, Saturday in Salt Lake City, Utah. It will be a lightweight bout, 5 rounds. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. That is a barn burner. I am excited. But it gets better, and I'm getting harder. Number 3, light heavyweight. Jan Blachowicz is going to be fighting for the first time.
He's never been this excited in his life.
Alex Pereira, who's moving up from middleweight to light heavyweight. The man that beat Izzy. The man that is only 7-1. And the man that's probably going to lose. Because Jan Blachowicz is the kryptonite to Izzy. So who's that? The kryptonite to Alex Pereira. He's going to lose. Anyway, Paulo Costa is the next fight. Middleweight, ranked 5th. Thank God he's fucking fighting. He's either going to come in overweight or drunk. I don't know. I'm excited. He's going to fight Ikram Askarov, who has only had 1 fight in the UFC and looks scary. So they are shoehorning him into the middleweight division. Next, here's an old school classic.
Old school.
Tony Ferguson. God, he's old. But we're excited to see him fight. He recently lost to Nate Diaz. He recently lost to Chandler. He is on his way out. But we are going to have him fight somebody great. His name is Bobby Green. He has also just been recently knocked out. But he got the Philly shoulder. He looks smooth. He looks clean. It's going to be a good fight. Lastly, when it comes to the welterweights, the last fight on the main event, Kevin Holland strikes again. He's actually getting a ranked fighter for the first time in a long time. Fighting Chesia. Then we're going to see how that goes. If he gets the win, he's back ranked in the welterweight division. I guarantee if he wins, he will fight Ian Gary afterwards. That's all I have at the moment. I'm just trying to hype myself up so I can start ranting about other bullshit.
Well, hold up. Don't get ranting just yet.
Damn
There's a few things I want to touch on
Damn it.
baseball-wise before we get to the other fucking Philly team. The left-handed pitcher, Bailey Falter, for the Phillies, he finally got put down to Lehigh Valley, so he got called back down to AAA. That man was 0-7.
What?
He was tied for the most losses in baseball. In the beginning, he looked like he, could develop into someone that was going to be good, but completely shit the bed. If you're tied for the most losses in baseball, you got a lot to fucking work on.
Jesus Christ.
And the Phillies really showed a lot of heart in a loss against the against the Rockies. Sorry, against the Rockies on Sunday. One of the pitchers was talking smack. Bryce Harper did not like that. Ran at him, and the pitcher kind of bitched out, went to the dugout. And our pitcher, Taijuan Walker, actually ran after him in their dugout. There's a picture. It's beautiful. So, huge props to Taijuan Walker for being an absolute G. But they had what looked like the win yesterday against the Giants, and they let it up a 6-run inning. Thank God he's down. This was Falter who pitched too, the one who literally just got optioned down to AAA. So that worked out pretty well. But you know what? This Phillies team showed a lot more heart than the friggin' other Philly team, and now you can kind of go on your way, Bill.
Oh, we're still going?
About the rant.
Oh, we're still going on a rant? Alright, so I just wanted to bring up something that happened over this weekend that pisses me off more than I know.
Don't worry, we'll get to the rant.
This is a part of the rant. Because it circles around. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I wanted to talk about an event that happened last weekend. Last weekend. Raleigh Romero versus Ismael Barroso. Raleigh Romero won via TKO in round number 9. When I say this was soft as dog shit, it is soft as dog shit. You grab it, it just oozes out of your hand. You ain't a fan about it.
Okay.
But even the winner, the new champion, is like, that was a shit call. It was stopped in round 9 early. Very bad call, very controversial. Now, here's the thing. Raleigh, if I went back and watched the fight, I thought Raleigh was losing the entire time. Ismael, 40-year-old man, slugging his way up to get his dreams, taken. But, when it comes to any sports industry, you have people that will definitely change the narrative by waving a couple $100,000 in your face, and you'll go, oh, I'll stop the fight early, or, oh, I'll call a technical early, oh, we'll just let Boston fucking win. But it is aggravating to see when you have people that dedicate their lives, their blood, sweat, tears, physicality, their concussions, and you get a weak ass stoppage where he was perfectly fine, literally came up coherent. That is some bullshit. I am offended at the boxing Nevada State Commission, and I'm also pissed off at Tony Weeks, the referee, for that fight, to let it stop that early because they were mad that the one dude was probably going to win.
Yeah.
That also jumps into UFC refs, which you've already heard me rant and rave about, who do not know how to call a fucking fight and get the scores down. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the Sixers. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, Mom.
So what? We've had a few days because this is Tuesday and the game was Sunday. How do we feel about the whole thing? Because
Let me ask you a question, AJ. How much did you eat after the game?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Actually, no. Wait. We had because it was Mother's Day, so we had chicken parm during the game, and then we watched the game afterwards. And then still, I'm surprised I didn't throw up.
Okay. The only reason why I bring that up, and that's not to make fat jokes. AJ depression eats when shit gets down.
But it's specifically with Philly sports.
It is.
But by the third quarter, I already knew the game was over.
Yeah.
Like that was disgustingly bad.
It was terrible. It was a horrible game. That honestly, the moment Harden and the other dude, who's the dude that grabbed the leg?
Fucking George Niang.
Oh, Niang, yeah.
Once those two things happened, I knew it was over because I was like, they are trying too much.
And you see, the thing
More
is,
shit.
The thing is, they were in the beginning, in the first and second quarter, they were holding on to him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
they
they
were
were
up for a
fighting,
while.
and they looked like they really wanted to win. And then you see Jason Tatum, who's had a horrible fucking series. You know, he started to get back up in Game 6 at the end.
Yeah, and
He
it's fucking second coming of Christ. Sorry, man.
No, honestly, yes, that's kind of what it seems like. You see him, you know, started lighting up in the end. So you have to just assume that what he did at the end of Game 6, that's just going to roll over into Game 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You find your stroke. That's exactly what JT did. Not only did he find it, but he kept it and enhanced it at that. How the fuck do we let one person score 51 points on us?
I don't even know.
Half of Boston's score was JT.
It is just a little bit less.
Do we know how much he scored on the third alone?
We can look it up.
Because I feel like that was where the game was decided. Like once they first of all,
Well, he went into halftime with 25. I want to say
He was
25,
already
26. He
balling.
was already hot. He came out because he probably scored about 6 points in the fourth quarter. He kind of cooled down, but he definitely scored another 20 to 25 points in the third quarter alone.
Yeah, it was just rough, and he fucking nothing was done about it either.
And this is where I blame Doc. You know what I mean? As a head coach, you are supposed to take what the other team is giving you and make adjustments.
Yes.
Right? You aren't making any fucking adjustments. JT is lighting it up from the fucking floor, and you want to continue to keep the same people on him that cannot guard him. You try to put Embiid on him. You can't let Embiid guard fast people. Embiid is not quick on his feet.
No.
He's very
slow.
He's very slow, and his game is footwork fundamental. That is his game. You know, you get him in a post, he can move. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You get him out on that perimeter, it's over. The offense will score every single time. You just can't do that. And then you have, who was it? DeAnthony Melton.
yeah, Melton.
Melton was, trying to guard him, but Melton's too short for that. Melton is a great defensive player. Yes.
So who would you put on him?
The best person that I would possibly try to put on him,
All I can think of is Tucker or Harris.
I was going to say either Tucker or Harris. Now, the problem is, if you put Tucker or Harris on him, who's guarding? You can have Tyrese Maxey guard Marcus Smart, but Marcus Smart is just physically bigger than him.
Yeah.
You know, he will bully him every single time. Right? Now, you say you put Harris on JT, right? Now
Yeah.
you have Tucker on Jaylen Brown, right? Jaylen Brown can get to the cut whenever he wants.
Yeah.
And he's going to draw a foul every single time he does it. You know what I mean? So now that puts us in foul trouble. With PJ Tucker, who's one of our best defenders on the squad. You switch that. You take it to Harris. Now, not only are you losing a great defender, you're also losing somebody who can also score the ball. That's not what we need, right? So it's kind of like, it was kind of a lose-lose situation, right? We held them in the beginning, but towards the third quarter, you see them give up.
They gave up.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing that pisses me off is like as an athlete, like even with insurmountable odds, because like teams have come back on like significantly like brutal like just standards,
Yeah.
and as an athlete, you want to like give your all no matter what. So to see our two main stars, Harden and Embiid, granted they fought their ass off throughout the whole series. But when push came to shove and like things were looking bad, they just immediately gave up,
Imploded.
and that's not good.
I do have
Honestly-
the thing though for Jason Tatum real quick.
Okay.
For third quarter alone, because I'm able to do third and fourth,
Mm-hmm.
he only scored 14 in the third. That's it.
But was it everyone else?
It looked like, let me do it like this.
Didn't he outscore the Sixers?
I'm gonna find out. I can't. That's the hard part of figuring.
So-
yeah, actually,
He
they
did.
only scored 10.
He outscored
He
the
scored
Sixers.
he
How
outscored the Sixers
How
by
the fuck
4.
do you have one person outscore 5 people? We're doing too much with the ball, okay? We're having unnecessary turnovers. We're not looking to pass the ball.
Yeah.
It's literally a give and go. Why are we holding the ball we have 24 seconds to get the ball out of our hands and an attempt at the hoop. Why are we holding the ball until 8 seconds?
Yeah, it was.
And then looking for a kick out for a last minute for a
It
last
was
second
it
shot.
was such a dumb game plan. It really was. When I shit on Harris a lot. I really do. I wanted Butler over Harris. Bring Butler home. But he was our leading scorer.
Yes.
When that happens, that's a clear indication that you
Yeah.
were not destined to win that game.
No.
Harden had 9 points total.
No. Embiid had what, 15?
Embiid had 15.
Yep.
It's like, and then my thing is with Joel Embiid, he's a great fucking player, right? Defensively, I'm pretty sure I don't want to say, did he lead the league in blocks this year?
I can look that up.
Don't quote me on it, but he might have been damn close to it. Like, he's a great defensive player. He's a great offensive player. But you don't take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get hurt every series. Every time we go into playoffs, somehow, some way, you just happen to get hurt. Why can't you stay healthy?
He's a big man doing big man things, and the thing is that he's a big man playing like a smaller individual that can take those blows and take those falls. But when you're essentially 7 foot like that, like a just pure muscle, whenever you take those falls, it's gonna hurt. Whenever you make certain moves, it's gonna hurt. So you have to be smarter. And now he's gonna be 30. So moving forward, he has to be very smart with how he plays because he can still play his style of game without getting hurt. And that's the
Absolutely he
confusing part.
can. Absolutely he
But
can.
here's something I wanted to bring up too. The Sixers had 12 turnovers that game. Can you tell me how many Embiid and Harden had without looking?
Without looking,
Without
combined.
looking, combined.
36.
I just
Bill, what?
I'm not asking you a
I
question
would-
anymore. That's the podcast.
I was saying random numbers. Let's see.
8.
9. It was 9 turnovers.
God.
You have
It's better than my
12.
number.
You have 12 turnovers, and your 2 stars are your main contributors at 9.
And that's the problem. Like, you watch that game, and as I was watching the game, I'm constantly saying, like, all right, we can go on a run, right? We know how to play defense. We've seen them play defense. Game 6, they played phenomenal defense. You know what I mean? Until JT started doing his thing and going off.
We'll get to Game 6 too because I want to talk about that as well.
But we can play defense. Like, we were I think the best offensive team this season.
Well, Embiid was the scoring champ of the league.
So why aren't you playing like that?
They looked timid. They looked scared towards once the third quarter started happening. Harden wasn't looking for the shots that made him carry the two games.
Yeah.
No.
And Game 6 really pissed me off because that was your shot. You're at
That
home,
was the
and
chance.
Tatum before he hit those threes was 1 for 15.
Dog shit.
1 for
was.
15, and then he, to his credit, he hit 3 obnoxiously
got-
hard shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got the mojo back, which was.
Yeah.
And that
fucking
that
bullshit.
sealed it. But
But
you're
can we-
at your home court, finish him right there. You had him.
There is somebody that I do want to acknowledge. Marcus Smart played a phenomenal fucking series.
I hate him. I hate him so much.
I dislike
his green hair.
I dislike Marcus Smart, but you got to give credit when credit is due. He played phenomenally this season.
Yeah.
Or just this series. I mean, defensive wise, offensive wise, playmaking wise, you can tell that he was really just set and okay in what was going on. He
Yeah.
was not afraid at all. All of Game 7, you see him every single time. Whenever something would happen, yo, calm down.
Yep.
Calm down.
He kept everyone in control.
The Celtics were in control the whole entire time. I think from Game 1, I think Game 1 was a fluke. I think we were always destined to lose that series. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm being completely honest with you.
Game 6 looked like it. The thing that pissed me off is Game 7. We were definitely destined to lose.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, that was we were going in there expecting to lose, but wanted to put up a fight. And if they put up a fight, this would have been a completely different. Honestly, well, actually, before we even get into it, a bit of news we probably should have started with is Doc
Doc
Rivers
got
is
fired.
fired.
Doc got
Yes.
Doc Rivers
Yes.
got fired.
Monty, come home. Monty, come home.
That
We need
yeah.
him.
So yeah, Philly Twitter freaked out. They were all happy about it. They wanted Monty.
Hit the grease balls.
Dame Lillard actually there was after the press conference, Joel Embiid kind of said that 2 stars can't win. It's like a team sport, and the way he said it, a lot of people were necessarily trying to spin that as he's blaming his team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dame
Yeah.
Lillard saw the edited version, was like, hey, that's not right. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he saw the full one. He's like, actually, I love Embiid. I love the roster. That's basketball talk. I don't see what the problem is. But Philly only saw, I love Embiid and I love the roster. So everyone is calling for for Morley to please get this man.
Bring Dame home.
I want
Bring Dame
him or
home.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy ain't coming back.
Jimmy will never put on a
It's
Sixers jersey ever again.
I know, but you know what? I will never
for
hold out
Harris and
hope.
see what
I would
happens.
please, yes, I would.
I
love
don't
that.
even say trade for him. Just drop him. We need you. You
need
drop
the
Harris.
cap.
We get that.
You know
Big,
who
we
I
get a
want
big
up?
cat back.
You know who I want back? Who I want to get more playing time, and I've been repping him this whole season. It's gonna fucking get nowhere.
House.
Daniel House Jr.
Yeah.
4.6 minutes. Hell yeah.
If we
Give
won
him
Game
some more
6, I
fucking
was
time.
going to buy a house jersey.
Were you really?
100% going to buy a house jersey.
He did good in Game 6. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
Honestly-
he did. He for like, coming off of the bench and coming
Yeah,
out of
do what he
nowhere,
had to do.
he did pretty well.
I would, and I always advocated for Shake Milton. We've all seen what Shake can do. It really upset me when he came in.
Nah, Milton did not do good though.
No, he
didn't
came
do
in
good at all.
No, he came in and automatically threw a turnover. And honestly, I'm always the first one to say like, hey, turnovers happen.
Yeah.
But you can't turn
Not
the
like
ball over
that.
in a crucial moment. The minute he turned it over, I was like, get him the fuck out! Just
And
get him
literally,
out!
He got out.
And he got out.
He
And
had
I,
1 minute in Game 5.
that was one thing. I was like, Doc, good job. I will
Yeah.
never say
Doc
that
was
ever
like-
again.
Doc was like, "You had your moment. It's gone."
It's gone. But I think that's. But I also think that's Doc's fault. Doc's fault because you play the same 7 to 8 players every
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? You
Tucker,
give
Harrison, Bede, Maxey, Harden, and then you got Melton, House, and
Niang.
That's
B-ball
it.
Paul.
That-
Don't
you
forget
have
B-ball
eight.
Paul.
Oh, and Paul Reed.
Reed got in this one yet too.
I don't understand why you don't play Paul Reed more.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you I understand why Doc Rivers did anything. And just speaking with you and our friend Rav, who are pretty well versed in basketball,
Well, we are not.
I hated Doc Rivers just because, as someone who didn't fully understand basketball, you could see that he is not doing anything.
Yeah.
And constant, and like
I
people
was gonna say we've been in this position multiple
multiple
fucking
times, and that you can see you're
Against
like
the same team.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're like
Multiple fucking
we
times.
have good
Well-
players, something's not right, and it was Doc.
And this is the thing, right? We have the team to do it.
We do.
Right? So, and I remember every single fucking year that Doc took us to this fucking second round and we lost.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a fucking row. And it's sad because, you get really excited for the NBA season.
Yeah.
As a Sixers fan, if you don't know, Philly fans are very, very passionate about their sports.
We are.
Oh, yes.
We
Grease
fucking
pole everything.
we love our teams. We want our teams to win, and when our teams do win, we fucking go fanatic. We are
We
crazy.
have when they say the city
of brotherly love.
we mean that.
Yeah.
Because when you go to an Eagles game, you are in all green.
Yep.
You are cheering with your friends,
Yep.
your fans.
Yep.
You are threatening the refs with their lives.
You're
the other
not
team.
only the refs, but like if you see somebody like there's been so many times where I've been to a bar or I've gone
yeah.
somewhere and I've seen somebody in another like the opposing team's jersey. I'm one of the first ones like, get him the fuck out of here.
You are
Like,
getting
you-
heckled.
You are not welcome.
You are getting
You
heckled.
are not in the right place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you want to go watch that? Go watch that at your
Except for
friend's
Buffalo.
house.
Buffalo we're friends with, for the most part.
For the tailgating, we
Yes.
may be friends.
When you're
you
in
know?
stadium, though, it's different because
a different story.
I will say this, especially with you with the Vikings, funniest fucking shit.
That little kid needed to learn though.
That little kid learned.
you come in a
but
Vikings
also had
jersey.
some of the greatest insults I ever heard.
Honestly,
He did pretty well.
he did
was
he did
peeing
phenomenally. When it comes to kids, they have to learn early.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They do. But you gotta know there's a line.
There
There's
is.
a fine line. You
There
know what I
is.
mean?
You
You
gotta be
don't
very careful though, as the adult. too.
exactly. So it was nothing serious about
No, it wasn't
me
any-
hassling
yes.
the kid. Even
It
the
was
dad,
friendly.
even the
yeah.
uncle was
The
like,
parents were cool with it.
Yeah.
It was all friendly. It wasn't, going, hey, fuck you, kid. It was more like,
Yeah.
hey, Santa ain't real.
yeah,
But
so
it was cool. But sorry, I sidetracked.
See,
I'm sorry.
The thing with that people need to understand about Philly is that we're gonna say some heinous shit.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
it's purely to mess with you. It's not to
Absolutely.
instigate a fight. Nothing. If you can take it and even throw it back, the amount of
Your
respect you will
friends.
get from any Philly like individual is like you become like this freaking Vikings fan that wow, we actually like you a little
Yeah.
bit.
Literally,
Yeah.
one kid
100%.
got you with one burn, and I was like, he's my friend
Yeah,
now.
he's
Yeah.
top tier. Like, listen, you might be a Vikings
He
fan.
could have
but-
got an Eagles necklace for me by the end of that.
Yeah. And yeah, man. So
You're right though.
I don't understand.
The city, Philadelphia in general, is massive on their sports teams.
The thing that makes me nervous about the Sixers moving forward, though,
That's
is
what I was
that
gonna say. Well, what's gonna happen now?
so the Doc move needed to happen.
Yes.
I know a good amount of people are like, nah, like that's a bad move. I don't really think so, just because of like everything that's happened. But my concern is that move was made to appease Harden so he would stay,
Yeah.
and that we're
Probably.
going to put too much into Harden. Which, granted, it would work 5 years ago, but this man is there's more sun setting than sun's going up for him in his
Yeah.
career.
Sun is setting
And
and the sun rising.
You don't want to financially commit yourself to someone like that, considering like you just got torched by a young team,
Yeah.
and you should not pay someone that realistically quit. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
33.
Yeah, he's 33. I mean, to be
Can't
honest
be like
though,
James though, sadly.
So
but he doesn't really take care of his body. Like,
yeah.
Whoa, I
like-
won't even say that, because you look at James Harden when is he as fit as he was when he was in Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like he was in tip top shape, which is why that was his prime.
yeah,
But the amount of knowledge that this guy has, and to say that he's not in shape, I think is wrong. Because yes, he may have a little bit of a stomach, you know what I mean? But you look at him, like I remember looking at him when he was standing up at the free throw line, and I was like, holy shit! Like this guy's not small. This guy's big.
Yeah.
And not like fat big, but he's built. Like
Yeah.
he has the arm. When he fucking punched that, I forgot what play that was. I think it was it might have been in the game 6. I think it was game 6. That's when we were all watching together.
yeah.
That absolute rocker he had at the rim.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, holy shit! You know that is primetime James Harden. So that just goes to show that it's still there. I honestly give 90% of this blame to Doc. You don't take a team to the second round of the playoffs 3 years in a row and lose to a team that you shouldn't be losing to. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have lost to the Hawks.
We should have lost.
Yeah.
I do agree that when we lost to the Hawks, that was definitely big Doc Rivers. But that's also Simmons just completely shitting the bed and giving up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I said,
And
that's
look where
why
he's
that's
at now.
And that's what annoys me is we had 2 years of second rounds where yes it was Doc and then our stars quit. 2 years in a row. That can't happen.
Yeah, I can't.
And then I get it. Like Embiid was like, talking up to Tatum and like you kind of like laugh a bit, but like losing Game 7 like that, you should not be smiling.
no.
Like I get that he gives his all to Philly 100%. I get that, but he definitely quit on that game. And then afterwards, you shouldn't be happy. You shouldn't be like dap up Tatum and be like, wow, you kicked our ass. But I shouldn't see you smile once. You should be really fucking pissed.
And excuse my French, but he was sucking his dick a lot there. You know what I mean?
Little bit.
Like a little bit. Like it. He literally goes, "Oh, you had to have a game like that on this night." It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's like,
come on. That's
bro.
not what you said.
Yeah.
That is not what you do at all.
It's not what you do, especially
Be
when
a competitor.
he was 1 for 15
Punch him in the
the
face.
last game. So like,
That's a little bit much, bro.
Okay,
I wouldn't say
fine.
punch him in the face.
maybe not.
Push
that.
him.
You're athletes. You respect each other.
You respect
you
each other.
gotta have an
Tell him
edge.
you're going to your mama's house later.
Before we get into it, I do want to talk about the lottery that just get pulled.
We completely were supposed to
I'll-
talk about that.
Well, so it's very quick, and then they go right into a game.
As
Because
we
now
can
we have the Lakers and Denver going up. But
Denver versus Miami.
I'll say the top
Yes.
5 going from 5 to 1.
Oh, one way.
In number 5th is the Detroit Pistons, like number 5th round or 5th overall pick. You got the Houston Rockets at 4, which I have a little curiosity there. You have Portland Trailblazers at 3, Charlotte Hornets at 2, and the people that are going to get Wembanyama, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, is the San Antonio Spurs. So Pop is going to get one of which everyone is touting him as the best prospect to ever come across I think they're saying that even with LeBron, like he's one where like no matter where you go, he's going to be an absolute star in this league, and he's going to probably one of, if not the best coaches, like at least within this generation of players.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a problem. You know, having his size, the way he moves, it is ridiculous. You know what I mean? You're I don't even know what is he, 6 foot?
No, he's pretty much like 7 foot. Let me look up his stuff.
While that's going on,
Yeah.
I was gonna say just to note something though. When it comes to the finals in general, what's the size?
He's 7'2".
When you're 7'2", moving like a point guard, that is an issue.
That's concerning for his health though, because his knees are gonna get fucked. Tall people like that, that's hard to move.
That's true. But I mean, as long as he takes care of
He's
his body,
gonna need a
like,
lot of work on his body that whole
I
time.
mean, modern medicine will keep you that. I mean,
Yeah.
LeBron James has done it. He's like
As
what,
he-
6'7", 6'8", and he's like
yes,
built.
he makes a three, but he did.
And he's had a long career. But sometimes there's physical specimens. But he's supposed to be one of the best prospects to come into the league.
So I want to make a note of something when it came to the bracket to just see from the conference semifinals. Sixers and Boston were the only semis that went to Game 7.
Yep.
Miami beat the Knicks 4-2. Nuggets beat Denver. Denver beat the Suns 4-2. Lakers won 4-2. Who do you think's going to win the whole thing now, though? Just because.
What's gonna piss me off, and I have this fucking icky feeling, is it's gonna be Denver. It's gonna. I feel like I'm rooting for Butler to get his first ring.
So am I.
I don't think they want a Denver versus Miami finals though.
I don't.
Because how much do we care? Not care, but how big is basketball in Denver and how big is basketball in Miami? I have a feeling we may see some fuckery with the officials again.
No one wants to see Boston though. Like everyone does not want Boston to win. Outside, of Boston.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think
Boston would have a better chance.
Yeah,
they have a better chance.
I think if anything, and I'm getting my tinfoil hat on, if there is some fuckery afoot between the officials, the NBA, and the people that get the hustle for the middleman for that, it's going to definitely be Lakers versus Celtics, and I think Celtics take it in 6, make it close. But
I don't know.
Feeling, the real answer, though, I would like to see Denver versus Miami. But I have a feeling when it comes to ratings-wise, that would be the lowest ones that you'll get.
So
I think if Tyler Hero comes back, they don't beat the Celtics, or they beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking, but he has a broken hand, so
Yeah.
So their only 7 grades too is that they have more rest compared to the Celtics that had to go into Game 7.
Yeah.
Even with that blowout of a win that they had, it was still a grueling
They
first
play
half.
tomorrow, too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's their saving grace. I want a Lakers Heat matchup. I want the same thing as the bubble.
Really?
Because this is the exact same matchups as the bubble too.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, the exact same matchups.
Twitter was going crazy saying that the bubble wasn't a fluke because they're doing it again.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
The
basically
exact
saying,
same
hey,
teams.
It's going to be the same thing, yeah.
Yep. And I just because I'm not a big I've never been a big LeBron fan, to be honest. But it would be really cool to have him be either a Butler first ring or what some people are saying, Bron's last ring.
Yeah, I could see that would be with LeBron's last ring,
That would be a cool story. No matter what, the league's winning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
But if Boston or Denver wins, who gives a shit?
but we're gonna bring up a bad bet. We're gonna keep the segment Bill's bad bet, but it's gonna be my bad bet.
Yeah.
Miami is plus 400 to win the series on the Celtics.
I'll take that shit.
I would take that in a heartbeat,
Really?
and I am.
Yeah, I would
and
take
I am.
that.
I would take that because
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I wait till the first game and if they lose the odds go up, but screw it.
Nah, take the 400. That's a good one.
That's a
Honestly,
decent one.
I would do a parlay. Take Miami, and then take fucking Denver for the what's it called, for a parlay.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
I would do it soon because those odds are going to change quickly.
I mean, they'll change, but I was going to do Miami anyway, so this is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, I would take Denver. Honest to God.
So it's really upsetting with the Sixers kind of getting out because I really Philly just cannot handle another loss.
We can't.
Like, granted, this wasn't the championship, but like we can't.
We lost in the Super Bowl, fucking sucked. We lost in the World Series, fucking sucked. We lost in the soccer finals, fucking sucked.
We lost the World Series and the soccer finals in the exact same weekend.
Yep.
The
By
exact
the way,
same weekend.
speaking of which, though, not the soccer, I'm sorry, but regarding the finals and losing. A very, very long time ago, and I had to dig it up, which meant contacting and figuring out like my old Barstool accounts. I had a bet going on that I called the trifecta, and then the other one called the not fucking happening. But the trifecta, because this made more sense, I had the Sixers, I had the Phillies, and I had the Eagles to all win their finals respectively. And if it paid out, I would have won $2.5 million.
Imagine if we were waiting, if somehow the Phillies were
The Phillies won, the
they
Eagles
were the dream
won.
team. The
Yeah.
Eagles won. They pulled it off, which they should have.
Oh, I would be livid.
And the Sixers did this to you on Game 7.
Oh.
I could imagine your. I would actually tell you to cash out before the fucking series.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would have too. What's it called? The other one, the No Way in Hell, was the Flyers winning too, but yeah, they fucking sucked.
Any team in Wells Fargo right now, I don't care about.
Yeah.
At least
I deleted all my Philly sports apps.
yeah.
Every single last one. After Game 7, I was like, I can't fucking do this.
The only
anymore.
one, no, that doesn't actually count. The only one that I have now right now is Ticketmaster because I'm looking into tickets for, as you know, the Vikings game, as is
Yeah.
tradition now.
Yeah.
That is a tradition.
I'm
as
gonna
is
spend way
I'm
too
okay with
much
it.
money
Yeah.
like this upcoming football season because
Yeah.
there's so many good
Yeah.
games
You
at the
got
link.
Miami. You got fucking Vikings again. You got Giants, which honestly, that's the lowest tier of it all. I like going
Yeah.
to the Giants games because it is a good rivalry, but I don't. Every time I go, it's just like the most meh time.
Yeah.
Dallas, I want to go to a game finally, but they're always double the price because it's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And I hate tailgating it because then I'm stuck at Xfinity, and then that's a shit show and a half because everybody's shit faced, and I'm the designated driver, and I'm just like, nah, I can't let tailgate Bill out during that one because half the time I leave early anyway.
Yeah.
Well, like I just need to say how much. So for Minnesota, they're the first game and they're on Thursday. The lowest tickets are $164.
I have a feeling they didn't release all the tickets yet either.
There's through ESPN. It says tickets low is $164. So I'm
Okay.
assuming this is like
I'm going on Ticketmaster.
this is
Keep going.
prelims. But then the next one is in October 15th. It's It's at New York Jets, and we're thinking of going to that game
Right.
too.
Yes.
Okay.
That's as low as 98, and then on my birthday is the Miami Dolphins game, and
You're
that's
going to that game.
I'm going to that game. That's 164.
That ain't
The
bad,
next
actually.
game I want to go to at home is the Buffalo Bills game. They're as low as like
Oh, you're
what is
skipping
that?
Dallas?
Huh? Yeah, because like that's 205. That's gonna shoot up way too much more.
Yeah.
And then you got the
I'll
Bills.
let you know right
you
now.
got the
You got
Bills one, which I'm going to that fucking tailgate because that's gonna be so fun.
275 right now.
But yeah, I'm gonna spend way too much money.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off but so excited at the same time.
I was gonna say, yeah, Buffalo. I'm on Ticketmaster now, the website that you would most likely use to buy tickets. 224.
I'm sorry, we're watching the game right now, and I just saw Jokic give up a free lane to just bounce out, and I don't get it. You're up this much, just take the
NFL
layup.
referees.
No, I think he's just he wants to run up the score. He sees that the Lakers are
Slow.
just very slow right now.
Yeah. As
Aaron
they
Gordon
should.
is playing like a
Currently
fucking
20
monster.
minutes.
That's true.
You know.
But
So moving.
And they just got a turnover.
Jesus. Well, moving forward with the Sixers, what would you do, Couchy? Because I honestly, get rid of Harris. Embiid asked for too much. Get rid of him. If he wants to do like a decent a deal to help the team, I'm all for it. But I think you at first I said just build around Maxey, but like I'm not getting rid of Embiid. He's Philly. Like build around Maxey to his strengths. Keep Embiid at the superstar level he is, and ride it out. But I'm curious what your thoughts are.
It's tricky because you always want a team that is going to well verse around one player. I would keep Embiid, but I think we need to push the focus off of Embiid and put it onto Maxey, who is our young guy, who is our young superstar at that. You know what I mean? The way he's played,
He's got ice in his veins.
He played phenomenally this season, this series. You know what I mean? Except for probably Game 7, and that was because
I mean,
they weren't really feeding him the ball.
Yeah, but even the last 2 games, like, he showed heart. Like,
Yeah.
The last one, he outside of like Harris, he was really the only one like.
He wanted to win. Harris I didn't want to get rid of Harris because Harris came out in Game 7 wanting to. He came out on go.
Yeah.
Harris knew what it was. It seemed like the only people who didn't know what it was James Harden and Joel Embiid.
Our 2 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I definitely say, as much as it's going to sadden me. Sorry. You get rid. You gotta get rid of. You gotta get rid of Harris.
Yeah.
And it sucks to say because I love Tobias Harris as a player. You know what I mean? He's a great defensive player. He's also a good offensive player who, when it's time to get stuff done, will get stuff done. But we need the cat. We need the cat.
As someone who,
and if fingers crossed, if we bring in Dame Lil or Jimmy, we need that cat.
we do.
We need that cat.
I think if we'll be a little realistic. Lillard is the more realistic of the 2
for sure.
unrealisms. Lillard, if we get him, I'd say move on from Harden. Because there's no way in hell that you're gonna have enough ball for Embiid, for Harden, for Lillard, and then get Maxey get him to develop into a superstar. Unless we can do a super team with them, I don't see it. I don't.
I say you keep Harden there for the veterinary aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, at this point,
but at this point, you sit Harden. Harden doesn't start.
Yeah, he's a 6 man again.
You're a 6 man.
OKC.
Yeah, you're a 6 man again, and
Which is
I think that might be better for him, honestly, to have him come off the bench. You know, you have Dame Lil, who because what you need is a team that is going to a fast team that is going to run with Maxey.
Yeah.
Maxey will go.
Yeah.
The minute he sees that the ball's in off of defense, he sees that the ball's in our hands. He's down the court already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need somebody who's going to run with him. I think Dame Lil will. You know what I mean? I think we need to shape the people that we have on our bench. Because we don't have a bad bench. Everybody always says that we have a bad bench. We do not have a bad bench. The coach that we had did not know how to use our bench.
Well, I think that kind of connotation changed once we started realizing what Doc Rivers was doing with the rotations and with the bench.
Yeah.
Because on paper, as you look at it, Niang's a pretty decent 3-point shooter. B-Ball Paul was balling out for a little bit. House was actually a really good find later down the season.
Yeah.
Milton's, he's Milton. I forget who we necessarily traded for him though. So remember, he's a superstar now, and that that hurts.
I forgot.
But anyway, I think that connotation was changing to realizing that Doc Rivers wasn't the coach for that, and especially in a league where you have some pretty intelligent coaches, and especially ones that go pretty much down the stretch and get that Game 7, it couldn't be him. And I think that's kind of been our missing link is we've had all those players. We had when Simmons didn't give up when he actually was kind of being a superstar. We had him and Embiid. We have Butler that team should have won, and it hurts my soul because it was the Kawhi Leonard bounce 3. That hurt. The universe just willed that 3 to go in because that was our year to win it, and it was with Brett Brown, who we all we're not a fan of, but he was good for the time being. We moved on for that, and essentially moved on to someone whose shit was just as bad. Then we got Harden and Embiid finally starting gelling together. It looks like it's our year, and nope, because our coach can't do adjustments again. And I think we need to find the one, because we've been kind of spoiled with Eagles a little bit.
We have.
Where we got a Super Bowl coach left and then got pretty much another Super Bowl coach. And that's not something you could find. I think we're now in that loophole where the Flyers are in, where you need to find that coach that will help transcend the team and get you past the second round, essentially.
Yeah.
And my concern is that the process, the window's gone. because now Embiid's starting to get to 30. Now you're kind of like looking like you need to either get that Lillard or get that Butler, someone with that killer instinct, or now you're going to be going into rebuilding because Harden's going to keep getting older, and as much as he's played extremely well, like Father Time gets everyone, and you just lost to a team who has good young superstars.
Yeah.
So that's really what concerns me.
I'm trying to see who Milton was traded for. You know, guys, there was something I wanted to bring up, and I kind of wanted to hear you guys' opinion on this.
All 6 viewers of us.
What the fuck is going on with John Morant?
Dude, I saw I forget who said it, but they were like, I know who NBA young boy is, but you NBA dumb boy. And I couldn't get that out of my head for 2 whole days.
It's like
you already were in trouble for doing essentially the same exact shit in a club. And did you see the video though? His boy tried to help him out.
Tried to hide it.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know if you saw this video.
Yeah, gun?
Yeah. Like it was like up and the guy like threw the phone down. It's like, how do you make that same problem again? You are held to it
you are held to a higher standard.
Yeah,
You're
granted,
right.
in America you're legally able to own a gun and stuff like that, but you're a NBA superstar. You are held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
You can't just be chilling in a car on IG Live and throw up a fucking gun.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And I don't understand how you think that that's okay. Like
Twice.
I don't. And then it's like, I watched this interview that he did, talking about, you know, how he knows he was wrong for it, not doing
No
this
shit.
and doing that.
He's not mad that he was wrong. He's mad that he's getting suspended.
He's mad that he got caught. That's what it is.
that's
He's
all
not
it
mad
is.
that he's doing it. He's mad that he got caught.
care.
Yeah.
But his consequences are gonna reap because we don't know what's coming after this suspension.
Yeah.
This might.
That may be his career.
This may be it.
Yeah, it's not 3 strikes. It's listen. We
It-
gave
you
you
fought.
you came back the first time, and then you showed us you'll just do it again. That
Yeah,
especially
that's we're
especially
done.
to executives, you ain't getting that.
And it's definitely something where if you fuck up, you're screwed. And unfortunately, even when you're in that that high of a level,
Yeah.
if there is any bad shit going on, you are gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, even if you're innocent.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter at all because it's about the public opinion. The public opinion thinks you're shit. You are fucked.
Yeah.
Which is a shame essentially because there's this NFL player.
Buffalo.
Huh?
Is it Buffalo? I think it's Buffalo, the kicker.
But we can actually talk about that, but that's a little more severe. I was thinking
Yeah.
more along the lines of when it comes to public opinion and when it comes to execs and certain rules, like weed was illegal for a very long time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was this player, Josh Gordon, who constantly was getting drug tested and would constantly get caught with weed.
Yeah.
Granted, now it's legal and there's actually genuinely health benefits for it, but you have to know when you're going to be on a microscope, they actually let him get away with it 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
But if you keep doing this and you got slapped on the wrist.
Yeah.
You know the rules now. You
Yeah.
should not be getting
Yeah.
caught a second time, and you do. It's dumb stuff like that. It's legal to own a gun, but you
Yeah.
don't show it on IG Live when you have a whole bunch of young impressionable kids with that look up to you on
Yeah.
IG
Look up to
Live.
you, go,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, I'll follow what you do.
Yeah,
It's
and the punter that's a little different of a scenario.
It's a very
but,
different scenario. It's still fucked.
but it's still public opinion. Yeah, what was it? Sexual
It was
assault.
he was charged with sexual assault.
Well, he wasn't charged yet. He was
something now, yeah.
he was going to court for it.
Yes.
And public opinion immediately, no matter what, will always side with the woman on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they kicked him off the team already. And it turns out he wasn't there during that event.
Yeah.
He was there at the party, but he left before whatever that happened.
The facts came out that she was lying.
Yeah.
But at this point, his career's ruined.
Yeah.
He ain't getting nowhere. I hate to say it.
He might just because of how well the facts came out in the trial.
Yeah.
He might, but that's something that's it's no matter what. If someone says
And the other
you're a
thing,
sexual assault
the thing
person,
is still he's still pending a civil case, so we're waiting on that too.
Yeah.
The criminal charges were dropped. It's now just civil.
exactly. And even if he doesn't do it now, public opinion will always see him as,
Yes.
oh, you were in a sexual assault trial.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not sexual assault, it's rape.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And if that's what, going back to John Moran a little bit, it's just like, yeah, like, dude, like, you're a superstar. You have the golden ticket. It is right there.
Yeah.
Just take it. Don't fuck up. Don't
you-
like if your boys are like, taking videos and like that's fine. I get that. But
Your
you're on-
boys were doing better than you.
You're on
Yeah.
IG Live. Yeah, your
Yeah.
one boy tried to help you.
Yeah.
What do we realize when he said, like, your career's fucked? Slap the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like you gotta be more aware, dude, and you're trying to do too much. I don't even understand what you're trying to prove. You know what I mean? Like, what exactly
I
are
don't
you
really
trying to prove?
see what like type of message you're trying. Like, I got a gun. It's like the only message you could be showing on that. None of them are good.
Yeah.
None of them are good.
Yeah, it's like you got to do better, man.
Like, your life is now, unfortunately, when you become any public figure when it comes to sports, celebrities, artists, whatever, you are under a microscope.
Yeah.
Your private life, unfortunately, is now gone. So whatever you post, whatever you do, got money somebody's videotaping it.
Yeah.
And one wrong move will fuck your career for life.
Not only that, but your
For
legacy
most
too.
part.
Like
Yeah, your
you're
legacy.
done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No team's gonna want you. No
No.
team wants that backlash of that.
Nobody wants the bad rep.
You know, the last
Somehow
thing.
we got away with Michael Vick for that, but we still got bad.
Because he paid his dues.
Yeah.
He went to jail. He went through everything. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like as like technically societal standards. He did his
did,
time.
yeah.
He did his time. That's why we got away with it because like
What a
you
plot by
atoned
James.
for it essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just like no team's gonna want that backlash
No,
because
not at all.
God forbid something happens.
Again.
You know what I mean? Like, and then what? Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it.
You know?
That should be the end.
Now that team is like, damn, we gave you a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just spit in our faces.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and honestly, I think they're gonna let him go.
I mean, they already suspended him.
I think the team.
Like the
I-
team
I-
suspended him.
suspended.
The team
They're
suspended
probably
him.
waiting to see how much more backlash there's going to be.
Yeah.
If it still goes for even honestly another couple days, he's gone.
I
know
believe so.
public opinion changes quickly or changes topics quickly,
Mm-hmm.
but people will generate enough stink to where hey, this is affecting sales. You gotta go.
Yeah. And it's bad because now, what the fuck are the Grizzlies gonna do? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the Grizzlies are that
They were
that-
building around him.
That was
were.
that was their superstar.
Yeah.
Trade him for Harris. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and make Harris their superstar. That's hilarious.
But
Give us a pick. We'll give you Harris.
but I think that's a good enough rant for
Yeah,
us. I do want to
that's
thank Couchy for coming on
Yes,
the
thank
episode.
you.
It was definitely a bunch of fun. So thanks for joining us.
All right,
buddy.
thanks for having me, man. This is great.
Please follow us on at AB Sports Media on our Twitter and
Do it.
reach out to us if you have any questions because Bill is staring at the
Fucking
Gmail.
Email.
He just
For the love of God.
And I know we-
Tell your friends, Couch.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell everyone to email us at Bill and AJ Media. Bill and AJ Media at gmail.com.
Correct, yes.
Again, my name's AJ.
And I'm Bill.
And this is Couchy.
And thank you for listening. Talk to y'all later.
Have a go.
If gambling has become a problem for you or for someone you know, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to seek free, confidential 24/7 problem gambling assistance. You can also text SUPPORT to 53342 to get more information about problem gambling